What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you, UFC 3. One of the funnest things you can do with video games is try to figure out what's going to happen next, right? The fantasy matchup. So you got Alexander Gustafsson, John Jones fighting the end of the month. The winner or loser usually fights number 2. So you could take UFC 3 right now. You could load up former number 2 contender Volkan Oezdemir. You could fight against Gus. You could load it up, fight against John Jones. One thing you can't do, though, is fight against number 2 contender Anthony Smith because he's not in UFC 3. Now, Anthony came back to the UFC February 21st, 2016, fought Augusto Leleco, and you could make a case that it was okay he was excluded from UFC 2 that released just a month later. Now, there's fighters since then that Anthony's lost to that are in UFC 3, like Cesar here, which you would expect that loss was used to increase Cesar's ratings. You look at a game like UFC 3, the current release, in February 2nd of this year, so almost a year. You've got Shogun Rua, who he headlined against. You've got Rashad Evans, who he fought in Chicago, or headlined against Volkan. You can fight as Dana White, the promoter in this game. You can go through, fight some of the greatest of all time, Chael Sonnen, Rampage Jackson, two of my personal favorites. You could fight against the real double champ, Daniel Cormier. You could fight against a number of fighters who EA determined were justifiably put in this game. Poster boy, Amir Latifi, run down the list of people they thought belonged in this game. And I'm not saying the answer is to remove any of them. You should really have a full roster. Imagine a sports game that doesn't have a complete top 10 list of athletes. So whether they're veterans of the sport, whether they're prospects at some point, they all deserve to be in here. There was also a lot of time put in to former fighters, some of which aren't even in the UFC anymore. If you want to recreate Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz, why would you? You could do it. You can go in and fight people that don't even have a current UFC contract. Lyoto Machida, Wanderlei Silva, Anthony Johnson, who's retired. But you can't fight as the current number 2 contender in the world. And I feel like something needed to be said and something needs to be done. Because you really don't have a complete game, much less a simulation, if you can't go in and make the best matchups in the sport. And currently right now, in my opinion, UFC 3 does not allow you to do that until Anthony Smith himself is in the game. Love to know what you guys think about this. I appreciate you checking it out, and you know that I will be back in the week with more comments.